That's the one they wanted you to wear. Wow.
Kids that couldn't find, I mean, Brittany couldn't have this.
Alright guys, if you can hear me, my name is Tristan within quartz or other minerals like gneiss. For every 6,000 pounds of this material we go through of that quartz, we usually only get about an ounce of gold. However, in the gneiss vein, we were able to extract 54 pounds of gold in a single day, worth well over $1 million. That made this mine world famous at the turn of the century. Not this last turn, but the one before that. Okay? Y'all ask as many questions as you like. Anything about history or science, you'll see it. So that means what you had to do was you had to take your quartz. You basically just had to mine for quartz rather than gold. You mine the quartz, take it to the stamp mill, get it crushed down into tiny little pieces, and then put in a giant boiling pot of liquid mercury, arsenic, and cyanide. It's quite the cocktail, okay? So that's one reason we don't mine down here anymore. It was dangerous to one's mental health. You go crazy within just a few months of being exposed to it. So this is actually my first tour since I was released. It's good to be back. But no, the other reason we don't mine down here anymore is we're actually going to be going underneath Walmart today. And they built one on top of us, so they don't want us setting off dynamite anymore because I don't blame them. Now this right here is called the wishing rock.
Under Walmart.
It's called the wishing rock, alright? Not because you throw pennies at it, but because if you hit your head on it, you'll wish you hadn't, okay? So if you stick to your left, okay, you should avoid it completely.
My fingers are cold. My hands warm.
That's just a tiny little microscopic crack.
Video?
Yeah, no, we can do that. Alright folks, so y'all are kind of flooding down this way where you can see me. I'm going to do a little presentation here. Alright, how many of you guys recognize these? It's a hammer and a chisel. Alright, how many of you guys have heard of the ancient Egyptians? Alright, people who built the pyramids, about the Greeks and the Romans. Okay? Example, if you were an ancient civilization, okay, and you wanted your soldiers to have armor, you wanted them to have weapons, swords, you wanted your king or queen to have a pretty little crown with rubies in it, right, you had to do a thing called mining. So we can see how important mining has always been to humanity. Once it's 10 feet deep, we place our dynamite back there and ignite it, blowing out this entire rock wall. Everywhere we've walked, everywhere you're going to walk, where you're standing right now, was blown out with TNT dynamite. Alright, once all solid rock. Can I get a volunteer? Don't hit my hand, I need it. Don't hit it, I just give a little child like that, if you won't mind. That's why I usually get children. There we go. Keep doing it.
I'm a child.
There we go, yeah. So this is the technique we used, right? In the late 1800s, okay? We do this 12 hours a day. And can anybody guess how much we get paid a day to do this?
50 cents.
It's an excellent guess, all right? $1. Now that doesn't sound great, but the average wage back then was between 20 and 30 cents. $1 a day was actually excellent pay. You can make 5 times more than the average person. All right, very good job. Thank you so much. Big round of applause to our volunteers. Alright guys, so I talked earlier about the ancient Egyptians, right, and how we were using the same hand tools as they were and how ridiculous that was. Alright, in the early 1800s. Well, in the 1850s, we get something called an invention. Alright? This here is the world's first air-powered machine. The key word in that sentence is first. Why? Because like the first of anything, it had its problems. Alright, I know I'm the first child in my family. But think about it. Think about computers. You know, the earlier computers, the earlier television, cell phones, etc., right? The first wasn't the best of something. It had its flaws. This machine was no different, except that its flaws could be fatal. Alright, you couldn't drill forward into the rock. It would just bounce you backwards. It took 2 men to use it because... Oh, here. Alright, well... But you can only drill one direction with this. Can anybody guess what direction you could drill?
Down.
Down, let's get a guess. Up, right. This hole above our heads was done with this machine. Anybody imagine what the problem might be with drilling into hard rock right above your head?
Things will fall back down.
Fall, right? Gravity. Makes sense, okay? That was dangerous, but the most common and insidious thing was just all the dust and powder be flying around in the air. You'd be breathing that into your lungs. You'd be something very similar to the black lung that coal miners use, right? Now, something else interesting over here, this stain in the rock, this black stain in the rock, is actually was caused from magma. These are some of the Appalachian Mountain Range is some of the oldest in the world. Some geologists, they argue back and forth about what's the oldest, but this is one of them for certainly. Yes, it used to be a volcanic range millions of years ago, so that's still left. Evidence of that's still left within the rock itself. You know what, down that way and take a seat on those benches? Yeah, this is the only place that's safe enough for people to go through in this area.
So you can't go down.
Oh, we'll go down there. Just mine. There are hundreds of mines in Dahlonega itself. Rusty things in the ceiling. There's one over there. There's one over there. Okay. That was how they were run. They were run kind of like a cable car, and those wires would go through there. General Electric set up the system. Before that, before electricity, donkeys and mules would pull the cars down here. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, time for some zoology. Now, we have creatures that live down here. Okay, little guys, little lizards, frogs, they've lost their color due to cave adaptation, so they're very pale. But we also have bats down here, and there's one of them with us today. And I'll give you a chance to get a look at him. You don't want to take if you use a picture, you don't want to use flash because it'll blind him. But that's him right there, that little brown fellow there. Little vein that runs through it that sprays water out of the tip and into the hole you're drilling into. Right? That wet down that dust, that powder, keep you from breathing it into your lungs. So things got safer with the advent of this in the 1890s. Now, this mine opened in 1898. They found the Knight's vein, right? They struck it rich, that multi-million-dollar discovery. But after that, they didn't find a whole lot else. Not enough to keep them in business. So in 1906, they shut down. When they did, they dynamited all the entrances and exits. Okay, the mine was sealed. And gradually, over time, the water from above got through those little microscopic cracks and filled the mine with water. Back in the day, it would have been at full power, and it would have been at least 10 times louder. It would have been drilling into that hard rock around the clock non-stop. There would have been 20 other machines just like it. And it's just going to give you a little understanding of why people who work down here would lose their hearing completely in 60 days or less. Alright, 60 days or less. Now, I have been down here for 30 days. I have 30 more to go. I'm the only one allowed to lose my hearing. Okay, so kids, if you cover your ears, alright? Now I'm going to turn this puppy on. It's going off in 3, 2, 1. It's loud, but you know the real problem is trying to operate it, having to be up here, and that's when it really messes up your hearing. I did it a minute ago, and like earlier today, and I felt like a headache for a minute. And I can still hear it ringing around in my head.
smells like Myrtle Beach. Why are you calling Myrtle a beach? Really? Some shell.
That's like a paint chip
Okay.
from the bottom of these boxes. Sometimes they just
Okay.
water. But what I like to do is not hold it level, but tilt it forward. Looks like you guys are doing a good job of that. And then shake it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have it up to that red line, and then you can just dump it on down like that. Make sense? Because as long as you're shaking, that gold is so heavy, it's going to be at the bottom of the pan, so it's not going to go anywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
People don't often get excited about finding fire off, but it's better than fire on.
See, Mommy got 2 pieces on
What
it.
we'll do now is we're going to take this okay.
Yeah,
Alrighty, and there you go, ma'am.
thank you.
Yep, try not to spend that all over the place.
That is some real good looking gold right there, buddy.
Hey,
3 nice pieces in there.
you found yourself some gold as well. Have you ever done this before? Well, you did a lot better than I did my first time, that's for sure.
Some pieces there.
There you go.
Let me see.
You still got that piece of pyro?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Hold it still.
That looks great.
That's
Tell you
cool.
what, now that you got that pyrite in there with that real gold,